Then there was trouble. Another coupling snapped. Up ahead, Bertie was carrying children to the carnival. Rosie chuffed by. Bertie started to toot his horn. "He's tooting at my carnival special," thought Rosie. But Bertie was tooting because the coconut car was rolling towards the level crossing. It smashed against the gate. Coconuts rolled everywhere. The level crossing was blocked. But Rosie didn't know. She puffed happily on. Then another coupling snapped. Rosie passed Stepney in a siding. Stepney was waiting to puff onto the main line. The points changed. Stepney blew his whistle loudly. "He's whistling at my carnival special," thought Rosie proudly. Oh my! But Stepney was whistling because the freight car of sugar was now rolling towards him. Stepney was covered in pink sugar from funnel to footplate. But Rosie didn't know. She puffed proudly on. Rosie steamed up Gordon's Hill. Then another coupling snapped. She heard an engine's whistle. "They're whistling at my carnival special too," Rosie thought happily. But it was Emily with the rest of the carnival cars. Rosie's flatbed was now rolling back towards Emily. It bashed into Emily. Seats from the big wheel clattered and clanged all over the tracks. Emily was stuck. Suddenly, Thomas saw Percy ahead. And he saw the photographer. Thomas's firebox fizzed.
The photographer is waiting to take a photograph of Percy. If I hurry, I can be in Percy's photograph.
Thomas pumped his pistons and raced up to Percy. Just as the camera flashed.
Bye, Percy! Flash, bang, wallop!
Percy was so surprised, he bashed and crashed into a siding and straight into a heap of coal.
Flatten my funnel.
Further down the track, Thomas found the photographer. He was waiting to take a photograph of James.
If I wish and whoosh, I can be in James's photograph.
Thomas's wheels whirred. He raced up to James just as the camera went flash.
Bye, James! Flash, bang, wallop!
James was so surprised, he hit the buffers and his wheels bounced off the track.
Rattle my rods!
Next, Thomas saw Emily. "Slow down, Thomas. There's a sharp bend ahead." Thomas applied his brakes. The squeak was much louder, and his brakes wouldn't work properly. Thomas raced round the bend much too fast. Thomas's wheels hit a bump in the track. Some of the special blocks bounced off his flatbed. But Thomas didn't know. He was worried about his squeaking brakes. "I know," he thought. "I'll puff more slowly." Thomas arrived at the top of a steep hill. As he went downhill, Thomas started to roll faster. Thomas applied his brakes, but they still weren't working properly. And the squeak was even louder. Gordon was puffing up the hill. "Slow down, Thomas." But Thomas couldn't slow down. He raced into an emergency siding, and he hit the buffers with a big bump. More of the special blocks bounced off his flatbed. They tumbled down a steep bank. Now there was only one stack left. But Thomas still didn't notice. He was still worried about his squeaking brakes. Thomas set off once more, very slowly for the bridge.